But first, Rob, let's go baseball, as you said. Is there any sound of this or not? Okay. Clayton Kershaw doing damage, throwing, I wouldn't say throwing heat. He wasn't throwing a ton of heat, but he was just doing his thing. The Dodgers and the Twins, Clayton Kershaw making his season debut, his first start, and he was dealing. And through 7 innings, he had not only a no-hitter, but a perfect game. He had 13 strikeouts. He had 80 pitches, 80. And the Dodgers manager, Dave Roberts, pulls him out with 2 innings left and a chance for a perfect game. Rob, your thoughts?
Shame on you, Dave Roberts. Shame on you. You must have had a ski mask on, not because it was cold in Minnesota, because you robbed us today. You robbed Clayton Kershaw and you robbed baseball fans all over baseball America. It ain't that often that a guy can pitch a perfect game. It's so hard to do. It's so rare. In fact, Chris, the last time we saw a perfect game was 10 years ago, a decade ago. King Felix from the Seattle Mariners pitched a perfect game. In fact, in that year, there were 3 of them, which was an oddity. And here we are 10 years later with one of the best pitchers or the best pitcher of our generation on the back 9, Chris, talking about there'll be another opportunity. Yeah, right. There won't be another opportunity to pitch a perfect game. It would be one thing if he was over 100 pitches, then, Chris, maybe I could buy it. But 80 pitches with 13 strikeouts, you can't do it any easier than that. He was painting a masterpiece, and Dave Roberts took spray paint to it. What are you, Meshuggah? How could you do this to us? And you know what? Clayton Kershaw is the ultimate team player. He said the right thing. Hey, it's about winning and it's a team. Yeah, that's all good. And Chris, all Dave Roberts had to do was allow him to start the 8th inning. If he gave up a walk or gave up a hit, he's out of the game. What if he throws one pitch and gets a pop-up? Now you're at 81 and you only need 5 more outs. You don't know. And guys could have been swinging early trying to get a knock and not waiting to count because his stuff was so good. So there's a chance they could have been swinging early. And instead he took that away from us. I don't get it. I love baseball. I love the magical moments. He robbed us of that. And I don't want to hear about, well, you leave him in, he could get hurt. Stop. He could get hurt in the next start.
Absolutely.
He was pitching a gem. And Dave Roberts, I hope that call came up from
I was
the front
going to say,
office.
was it Roberts?
Right.
Now, Roberts has done this in the past. Walker Buehler, Rich Hill. There was one more, too, where he did, like 3 times he's pulled guys. And again, I'm with you, Rob. We got to blame Roberts at this point, but it may have very well come down from the front office. But I am totally in agreement with you. Sports is about the magic moments. It is. Yes, of course, it's about winning. But it's also about great moments, great feats, great accomplishments. And Rob, this is analytics gone awry.
No doubt.
And analytics taken to its logical conclusion could rob us, not only in baseball, but could rob us of stars. Because you already are starting to see it, Rob. Starting a guy for an inning or 2.
Right.
And then getting another guy in for 2 innings. And because maybe analytically, if I throw, 5 pitchers, 1 or 2 innings apiece, and they're fresh, analytically, maybe it does say they'd be better than one guy throwing 9 innings or 8 innings and wearing himself down as the game goes on and the batters are getting used to him. But sports is about stars. You need stars who who produce magical moments. Rob, we still talk about Michael Jordan's 63 points against Boston. They lost. They got swept. But we still talk about it because it was a magical moment. I'm sorry. This is ludicrous. And it's terrible, Rob. It's terrible.
I'm with you. I couldn't believe it. And Chris, I was at USC in the newsroom with my students and in the sports department, and they were all, but these are young guys, in their 20s who are baseball fans. They were even beside them. They couldn't believe it because the numbers didn't bear it out. Chris, 80 pitches through 7 innings? That's nothing in baseball. That's nothing. Right. He wasn't overdoing it. Let him come out for the 8th inning. So if he walks the first guy, Chris, then I could say, come on out. Am I right? Because the perfect game is gone. And then I could say,
if you want to give him a shot at the no-hitter, it's on you. But yeah,
right. But I can live with that. I can't live with stopping a perfect game, which we don't see. We just brought it up. 2012, King Felix in Seattle, Chris. The last perfect game. It doesn't happen all the time.
There's only been one in the history of the Dodgers. They're a proud, storied franchise. They got one.
Yep. That's how hard it is.
Because here's the thing, guys. We know it's about winning, but Rob, isn't it also entertainment?
No doubt.
This is entertainment. It's like a guy going for the Triple Crown. And you take him out because you're blowing the team out or something. Like these are moments. So I'm beside myself as well. And Rob, here's the last thing. And I get it. I'm sure there is evidence on paper. There's evidence in theory. But Rob, when we watch it, when we see what's going on, where's the evidence that limiting a guy to 80 pitches keeps him healthy?
Right. I just don't buy into
Jacob
that.
DeGrom got hurt playing toss.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, they were as careful as possible with Jacob DeGrom, and he still got hurt.
Yep. I'm with you.
And I'm with you. If you go out there and you get hurt, you know what? At some point, you just got to say, look, he just got hurt.
Right. There's nothing you can do because he could throw the first pitch next start, Chris, and they go like, oh, I felt something.
Yep.
Right? The next pitch. Or he could have gone out there today if you gave him a chance and maybe pitched a perfect game. This guy's won Cy Youngs, Chris. He finally got that monkey off his back with the World Series. He's done everything in his career, but he doesn't have a perfect game.
Right.
And a perfect game is a crowning moment. It's so special because it doesn't happen. Chris just said it. The Dodgers have been around since Brooklyn, and they got one perfect game. It doesn't happen. And you cheated the Dodger fans, you cheated baseball fans, and you cheated Clayton Kershaw. And Clayton's not going to speak out against his manager. But I bet you if you really deep down, Chris said, would you want to go back there to start the 8th? He would have said, absolutely. I felt great. No hits, no walks, 21 up, 21 down, 13 strikeouts. They couldn't hit him. I saw at one point Byron Buxton is one of their best players. Chris struck out the first 3 times he faced him. He's one of their best players.
He's been on fire.
Yes.
Yeah, you said it all. I said it all. Like, I'm sorry. It's bad. It is bad. And hopefully this doesn't continue, Rob. Hopefully there's a turn back to some sanity. Because it ain't
ludicrous.
just about science. It's not just about a bunch of pencil pushers and computer geeks. And yeah, I'm saying it, who are controlling things. Let the guys play. The fans want to see it. And like you said it, Rob, if Kershaw, there's no doubt deep down inside he wanted this. If he didn't, what kind of competitor would he be?
Right. I just don't believe that a guy throwing, a perfect game is like, oh, yeah, take me out. No, there's no way. There's just no way anybody, knowing how hard it is to set down all 27 outs, Chris, it's almost impossible for somebody to get on, So we want to hear from the baseball fans. If you're cool with this, maybe you're cool with this, and you understand it, and you want Kershaw all year, and if you could get him out of the game earlier. But I would be hard-pressed to believe any other baseball fan is buying this today. I just don't believe it.